Merry Christmas. It's I'm Eric Allen. We got Joe Drilling.
Hello.
And I think Norwood Coffee's here, although I think he has his mic muted because he's playing some Final Fantasy 14.
I'm sick.
Oh, you're sick.
He's also blowing his nose constantly, apparently.
We'll keep your mic muted then. We don't need to listen to that. Also, Kurt Adam is here, but he has his mic muted because he's wandering around his house with his laptop, so...
I have unmuted just to say hey.
Hey, buddy. So it's 5 days before Christmas, and all through the house, the only thing that's stirring is this bad Genesis game, which definitely rhymes with house. Actually, I don't know. This game could be awesome. This is well, Joe, why don't you tell us a little bit about this, because I don't know anything about it.
Fucked that up real bad.
This is
this
a
bad Genesis game starring Santa Claus.
Okay.
There you go.
I mean, that's way too many words, so...
Yeah.
Anyway,
this is a
good. That's a better attempt than mine, though. Coffee. I'll give you props for that.
This is a Norwegian-developed, Japanese published, but not in Japan. Believe it or not.
Okay. Well, it's made by Fun
platformer.
Dramatization of Run DMC's Christmas in House. Wait, no.
Yeah. It's another Die Hard game. No, it's not. It's a game where you play as Santa and you're trying to stop anti-Santa from ruining Christmas, is what I gather. But I have actually not played it either.
Okay,
because it is a PAL territory exclusive. So
only came out in Australia. Yeah, which is
yes,
weird.
the Genesis version is an Australian exclusive.
Yeah.
Wow, I was not aware that this was a thing.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it makes sense, but I just never really thought about it.
The Super NES version was later. So the Genesis version was the original version, then it was ported to the Super NES, and that version came out in Europe.
Only days before Christmas, Santa slept in his house. An evil plot was brewing, cooked up by an awful louse. Oh, by awful louse. I wonder, is that the person? Is that the character's name? Is the bad guy in this game named Awful Louse?
No, I think he's named Anti-Santa.
That would be pretty great, actually.
I think they're missing a word. Anyway, the cold and evil snowman scared all the elves away. Timekeeper stole plans from Santa's house that day. I'm missing some words in here. But for the vicious louse,
by a bunch of people from Norway.
This wasn't bad enough. I'm really gonna show them. I'm gonna play rough. I guess this is Santa speaking. Well, yeah. So this is developed by Funcom, which is weird because that company, the game I most associate with Funcom is The Longest Journey.
Oh yeah.
Weren't those the people who did the Conan MMO? Wasn't that them?
Possibly, yes, I think. I never played that.
I mean, either. But...
When I duck, this game gets real good, real fast.
Oh, man.
So I shoot magic dust, I can jump, and I can duck, and that's about it.
Well, he had some magic dust. A little bit for the reindeer, a little bit for Santa Claus, a little bit for Santa Claus.
I found a hat. It's an extra life. This tingly, awful synth version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is...
Tingly and awful?
Yeah, it's tingly and awful. Beep, 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 beep.
That is awful.
Bing, 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 bing.
So the general vibe on this game, in spite of it being a game that never got a US release, although apparently it was planned, and it looks like there's some fan box art that you've got there that makes it look like it got a US release, even though it didn't.
Yes.
But the general consensus seems to be that this game is not that bad. That it's actually fairly common.
Yeah, it seems okay.
As far as European-style platformers. And actually, I thought it was originally an Amiga game that was ported to the Genesis. That is not correct. It was developed for the Sega Genesis. So,
a true hot Genesis exclusive.
That's right.
Are there other Christmas-themed Genesis games? There's not a lot of Christmas-themed games in general.
There are really not a lot of Christmas-themed games in general. I mean, Die Hard games, of which there are none on the Genesis.
Yeah, but I don't think those are really like Die Hard is a Christmas movie because it's set around Christmas.
Right.
So now I'm anti-Santa, I guess, or evil Santa. I don't know. Now I get inside my sack on the deck.
I mean, Christmas nights is the obvious one everybody always points to.
Yeah. What was that? A chocolate monster?
Maybe you're Krampus.
Oh man, it plays like a really evil. So wait, does this mean that like, is this like a Bioshock Infinite situation where the protagonist and the antagonist are the same person? Is that what's happening?
Turns out you were the monster all the
Is
time.
Santa and Anti-Santa the same person?
Just depends on whether you save or sacrifice the elves.
What would be Santa's trigger phrase to make him go into a murderous rage?
That's a good question.
These penguins are fucking me up.
I'm guessing that's actually supposed to be snow
What's that?
that you're throwing.
I
You
think
said
so.
magic dust, but
Oh. Oh, that's level completed, I guess. I thought I fell off a cliff and died, but I guess everything is fine. Going through the ice cave. I can jump on dudes. Looks like I know I'm gonna find a place here where I fall to my death. Oh, maybe not. Oh, I turned into Evil Santa. I'm telling you. There's always a Mrs. Claus, there's always a North Pole, and there's always a...
maybe it's like halfway through the level you switch.
No, there's a thing I pick up that turns me into that like,
Okay.
anti-Santa, but I don't know. Like I said, it's just I thought that he was the bad guy, but I don't know. I can't collect the presents or like free the elves when I'm Evil Santa. Also, I'm wondering what happened to Joe now.
Yeah, that is a good question. I was just wondering the same thing.
Joe, are you still there? Did you accidentally unhook your microphone?
Yes.
Hey, there
no,
he is.
my mic just stopped registering, and I
Nice.
was trying to figure out what the deal was, and I unplugged it and plugged it back in, and it still wasn't registering.
Evil Santa got him.
And so I had to like go into
Yeah.
Evil Santa got me. I go into my like actual control panel and like forcibly like remove it and like re-plug it in. Anyways, yeah. So I think it's weird that he doesn't have an attack animation.
Who, Santa?
Yeah.
I mean, he throws
when
the magic
when
dust.
but he's
But
not throwing it; it just comes out of his
It just
chest.
comes
No,
out
he
of him,
goes.
yeah.
He pushes it out. He's got a little. There's a little arm thing.
I
he
think
has.
that's part of his run animation.
Yeah, I think that's part of his run animation.
No, it does. No, I'm standing still and hitting the button right now. Trust me.
Well, yeah, now I'm seeing it. But if you do it while running, it seems like, well, I don't know.
I really don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, honestly.
You're saving Christmas, man.
I mean, it's just I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be. Uh-oh. Is this like the evil wrapping factory? What is happening?
That background is something, man.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at this wrapping machine.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
that
thing
is-
is
that
It
kind of
looks like
freaking out.
it looks like an evil thing from the Disney's Alice in Wonderland kind of.
Also, Eric, your mouse cursor is showing on the stream.
It's from
That's a shame.
It's American McGee Christmas game.
Magic carpet. I can't control it though. It's just going.
So yeah, they did a bunch of Conan games. They did a Dinosaur's Tale for Genesis as well. They did what? They did NBA Hang Time, but which version?
I think the
Genesis version, I guess, probably.
I think. Yeah. So So the guy that actually made The Longest Journey left, and then like I don't think Funcom made the other Longest Journey games, right?
I believe
I don't-
that's
Dreamfall,
Yeah, well-
Dreamfall chapters.
Well,
I know
this
that
says
the-
Dreamfall, The Longest Journey, and The Longest Journey are both
Okay.
credited to them
So
on
the
Wikipedia.
last one then was the one where he left and made his own company, because the last one was Kickstarted.
yes.
I never played the second one, but I played the first chapter of the third series. Like, there's a bunch of chapters that were released separately, and the first chapter was real good, but I just never got around to finishing the rest of them. But The Longest Journey is really, really good. I think Mike played that a while ago, and we did a podcast on it.
It's
Well,
true.
Mike's
I did.
here, so he can.
Hey,
tell you.
there's Mike. The Longest Journey's pretty good, right?
Yeah, it's all right. I didn't actually get into it enough to finish it.
Okay,
Like I played it. It's one of those adventure games that's really long,
it's pretty long.
and I played it for like maybe 5 hours, and I got to the part where you wind up going to like a different world, and it's like, oh, this is all crazy, and then I was like, meh, kind of checked out there. So I mean, I came to it really late. I
Yeah,
think I would
it was a
have
long-
loved it if I'd played it when it was more current.
I
feel
mean,
like
I
with
played
some
it like
adventure games,
I played like
that's-
7 or 8 years after the fact, and that was still a long time ago in terms of adventure games. Or in
I feel
terms
like
I
of,
think
played
with
it, but-
adventure games, they either age very gracefully or very poorly, and there's not a lot of middle ground.
I don't think any adventure game has aged really gracefully.
whoa, now I'm
think it's a
throwing
really-
fire.
Oh, I think some of the later LucasArts ones that are like super refined, like Day of the Tentacle and Full Throttle, and
I don't know.
Sam
Those
and
games
Max at the
I've always
Road.
found
Sam
those
and Max
games
at
really
the
hard
Road.
and unintuitive.
as if you consider the possibility that you're a dumbass.
Maybe. But I was really good at dumbassing my way through all the Sierra ones with their like crazy
I
nonsensical
find
puzzles
those
and,
way
like,
more
Yeah,
more
those are the
frustrating
ones
than the
that I would say,
LucasArts ones.
Yeah, that
I think
don't
it's just
hold
like a
up as
brain
well.
wiring thing.
Yeah, I was
mean,
gonna
if
say
you-
it's.
So, like the LucasArts ones, if the humor doesn't appeal to you particularly, then
I really like the humor, but I always get stuck. Like Monkey Island 2 is a fucking hard game.
yeah. I mean, like when I played those games, I just looked up an FAQ, and if I was stuck for more than a few minutes, I just
Yeah, Eric, those didn't exist when I played these games.
I don't
You
know,
can play 'em again, they're
man.
all- they've all been
GameFAQs has
re-released.
been online for a long time.
Uh-huh.
them again now.
Yeah.
You can whip through them in like 2 or 3 hours in a lot of cases.
There was no GameFAQs in 1992.
Well, that's true, but you weren't playing Full Throttle in 1992.
I never played Full Throttle.
You should play Full Throttle.
Play Full Throttle.
Yeah, it wasn't really possible for a long time, but
Yeah.
I guess now it is.
It is now.
Now
yeah.
it's it's really
I think
available.
the fact of the matter is, I think I like adventure games more in theory than in practice.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, I think it's really cool.
That's
Why,
reasonable.
why is it taking so much fire to kill this goddamn snowman?
Because he's the evil
'Cause
Frosty. I don't know.
Are you supposed to
Like
just stun him and
some
fire?
weird.
I feel like this game. So like they have all these Genesis.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Um,
Got him.
it has all these Genesis versions of Christmas carols, and they're just not. They're just not what I'm looking for. You know what I
And
mean?
what were you expecting?
I don't know. Oh man, shit's getting wild. What am I supposed to be? Am I supposed to be? Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Sure.
Nice little side-scrolling shooter.
It's not a shooter. I'm dodging things and
Oh, it's a-
delivering presents in
it's a
these
bomber.
chimneys. Yeah.
yeah, it's a bomber mission.
At least. Oh, I have all the presents that I collected from the side-scrolling level, and I'm trying to drop them in these chimneys.
Oh, nice. But every time you miss, you wasted a present.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until I just said that. So, whoops. There's a few kids that won't be getting their
Sorry, little
presents
Timmy.
this year. Yeah, that's all right. He was bad anyway.
What's with this endless supply of Union Jack hot air balloons?
Yeah, I was
It's
just going
Britain,
to
that's just how
have
it
you
is there.
have you been to England? Yeah.
And to be fair, I have spent very little time in England.
Yeah. Normally
The
can't see him because
airspace.
of all the fog, but yeah. They're there. Just trust
The
me.
airspace around London is just a mess.
Yeah, yeah.
That's true. That's why they have 3 airports.
Hey, it's that bridge. What'd you call it?
One just for all the hot air balloons with the Union Jack on 'em.
Present Bridge.
Right, Present Bridge.
Before the flood. What? This game's about to get biblical.
I mean, it is a
This is like a weird
What is
advent
this?
calendar.
Okay, this is a mouse with a snorkel.
What's,
I guess
what's
it's
Christmassier than a mouse with a snorkel?
I guess it is before the flood. Is
Right, that mouse is prepared.
Santa Claus gonna is this like connect Santa and the Noah myth somehow? It's like Noah went on to become Santa Claus.
Only now he's killing the mice.
Yeah. Well, that's too many mice.
He's only supposed to save 2.
It
Yeah,
turn-
he only needs 2.
The rest they have to die. Actually, the reason it's not this is like subtext, the actual text in the Bible, but the reason that God had to flood the earth was because mice had learned how to use scuba equipment, and that's actually the greatest
Could
sin.
not stand.
Yeah,
And that was the only way for them to get the certification was if the entire earth was flooded.
yeah.
God is actually really pro scuba mouse.
Mm-hmm. Whoa, what the fuck is that?
He left prison.
Well, I mean, according to Douglas Adams, white mice are the smartest creatures on Earth or in the universe or whatever. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's all just an experiment run by scuba mice. Whoops. I guess Santa Claus can't swim. Although you'd think he'd float pretty good.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
he's
gonna
pretty,
say.
you would think he's pretty buoyant. Ooh. Whoop, whoop.
But it's a video game from. It's a video game from any time because
You're right.
game developers will just decide that people can't swim for some reason.
Because it's tough to,
Well,
because they don't
water
want
is
to bother
murderous.
having to program in swimming, basically.
Hey Joe, some people can't swim, so
True.
don't be an asshole about it.
I don't think they just instantly die
Don't
when
be
they touch
swim
the
shaming
water, though.
Although, do you really want to watch Sprite-based Santa Claus slowly drown to death?
Drown.
Turns into a prequel to Heart of Darkness.
Is
Huh?
the Conrad novel or
For
Yeah.
a stream about a Christmas game,
That's right.
this shit is just fucking dark tonight.
And
Damn.
Andy Claus is just hanging out in a hotel room having a heart attack.
somebody? I think does Bubsy the Bobcat have a really good drowning animation? As weird as that sounds.
I hope so.
Because that's the only good thing about those early Bubsy games is that they have pretty good sprite animations.
Now I'm
There's,
jumping on
10
giant
million ways to
confection
die.
hearts. Or I guess they're gummy hearts. What the fuck is this game? Is that a cobra or a worm?
I think it's supposed to be a worm, but
It's a cobra worm.
because it's a wood factory.
And now there's
The
a
cobra
mouse wearing
doing the worm.
overalls.
Well, yeah, it doesn't need the snorkel because there's no water in here.
So, I
so.
mean, okay, fair enough. Maybe he's the mechanic for the conveyor belts.
Right? Yeah, he's the one that keeps all this shit moving.
Now I'm anti-Santa, and this giant golem is pooping out shit bricks. I guess maybe he's supposed to be chocolate. I guess I'm supposed to be. Am I supposed to be going through the Santa factory? Is that what's supposed to be happening?
Maybe I don't know.
Oh, it is. It's called
Santa's
is the wood factory.
Sweatshop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not shown below the screen is all the little Asian children missing
Oh,
arms and
Jesus.
fingers and shit from having to
With
stick
their
their hands
white
in
gloves
gears
on.
oh,
Yeah.
God, yeah. Woof.
There's some lighthearted Christmas
It's
commentary for
Merry
you.
It's
Christmas,
the
everybody.
bleakest Christmas stream.
So far, we've
I can't turn this into a O. Henry story. I've been trying to figure it out.
Santa is like a racist caricature of himself, and also everybody has been drowned except for the scuba mice, and also Santa's whole operation was just a sweatshop.
Why does hot chocolate turn him into anti-Santa?
I don't know.
Though? That's weird.
Look at that worm, man. That worm's on drugs. Look at that motherfucker.
Apparently, it's coffee.
Is that what
Wait,
happened?
what?
Well, coffee can turn people into the devil.
Right.
Yeah.
What'd I do?
You turned
Turn
Santa evil.
Santa into the devil.
Oh no.
It's alright.
Way to ruin Christmas.
Turns
How
out
many
he was
how many children's Christmases have you ruined? At
We
work
all
this
know
week?
Hanukkah's the better December.
Yeah, this game is totally fine.
That's what it looks like. It looks like a total middle of the road 90s platformer.
Yeah, I mean, the controls are pretty good. Santa's a little, he's not like, he's pretty
It doesn't
grippy.
seem to be a huge pile of bullshit anywhere that
No,
you've
it seems
hit
pretty easy. I mean, I would say that the biggest problem I'm having in this level is that, and you could see it in that cave level I played, that it's kind of hard. So like some of the jumps are a little bit too blind, and there's no way to like pan and look around to know
Right.
when it's safe to go, or even to know, like all of a sudden you'll come to a spot where you can't go any lower and you just die. Whereas previously the screen would kind of scroll.
Speaking of blind jumps, there's a brand new episode of Same Name Different Game on the YouTube channel all about Mega Man, and Mega Man for the Game Gear has some bullshitty blind jumps, let me tell you.
Well, that's another one of those Game Gear games
Boy, howdy.
where it's like 90 or like 60% of the screen is just chopped off, right?
Yeah, and you know what the final stage is
Is
in
it the
that
one
game?
with the giant Megaman Scrape? You can't see shit.
Yes, it is exactly that
Okay.
one, and they decided that the best way to finish off Wily's Castle would be to just cut and paste Quickman stage wholesale. So imagine dodging the
Classic
quick
stage, man.
lasers. Yeah, imagine dodging the quick lasers with like 30% of the normal screen real estate.
Cool. Good.
Now, to be fair, in my case, that wouldn't change anything because at this point I've got it down to muscle memory. But yes, I could see what.
You know
that
what,
would be
Mike?
a
I thought I
pretty
did
experience.
too. Turns out I don't. I think it is one thing to say that and another thing to attempt it, because I really was like, I should be able to do this no problem. I
Well,
can do this shit in my sleep on
I
the
think
NES.
we know what we're doing next year for Extra Life.
Oh yeah.
Mike is gonna do
The
quick
blindfold
lasers
Quickman
blindfolded.
challenge. Yeah, we'll just save a state and see
Nice.
if anybody can get through it blindfolded.
That
Or we'll just
sounds-
play it on the
That
Nintendo.
sounds excellent.
But we'll put like cardboard up on the TV so that we're blocking off 30% of the screen.
No, we're gonna put a blindfold. But I could just like I have a game here, a Mega Man. So if you want to try doing it on that,
Yeah,
you
you
can
can
just do
that
it.
also.
it has a
What-
TV out.
What is this? Something is
live,
flinging
so.
me backwards here. What is that?
Are those evil chestnuts that are attacking you in this stage? Like,
I don't
what?
know.
Does yeah, that's the best.
What is this thing
explanation
that's kicking
so
me? I
far.
guess it's just a leg.
I don't know, it's just kicking the shit out of you.
It is a
I don't
leg,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like a leg attached to the ground.
What
It
the fuck
just
is
like
going on, man?
boots you.
This is like Dr. Seussian.
Right, or it's more like
It's more like Tim Burtonian.
or I think Kurt's
Derry
American. I think
Yeah.
Kurt's American
McGee.
was probably the best. What the fuck is that?
I don't think this is quite weird enough to be American McGee.
I don't know. It's like it's edgy because it takes something innocent and makes it dark, man.
But it's not that dark compared to Alice or whatever the
Yeah.
second Alice game is called.
No, it makes
Other
it dark,
Alice.
man. The movie. Liam Neeson.
That game, I don't think there's a Genesis version, but the NES game of that game is fucking terrible.
All right, I died. I think that's probably enough. Like we got kind of a late
It's enough
start.
days before Christmas.
Yeah, I played 20 minutes of it. I mean, this is a totally inoffensive. It's weirder than.
What you
I
expected?
mean, I think you nailed it right off the bat in that the little Santa hiding in his hat thing is the best part of this game.
Oh, it does
I was just gonna
scroll.
ask.
If I hold down long enough, it does scroll the screen down Splunky style. So, I mean, that even alleviates one of my major complaints that there's a lot of. I mean, I guess it doesn't fix the blind jumps to the left or right, but at least you can see if you need to drop down. So that's good.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's Days Before Christmas. If you're looking for something inoffensive to play on Christmas, you could do a lot worse than this. You could play Christmas Nights, because Nights is trash.
Ooh, this.
Ooh, harsh.
All right, it's not trash. It's fine. But
I don't really have an opinion on Knights, so.
no, it's not. It's fine.
It's a game.
Yeah, it's a
It's
video
fine.
game.
It's totally fine.
As a flagship, it's kind of a disappointment.
Yeah, it's not a great, not a
Right.
great.
What other Christmas? I'm trying to think if there's any other Christmas games that you could play.
Well, I was gonna have you play Toe Jam and Earl because Santa is a character in that, and if you sneak up on him in his jetpack, he'll drop a bunch of presents.
I'm gonna type Christmas.
also,
games
Jetpack Santa's
into
pretty
Google
great,
and
but-
see if anything comes up.
See, Joe, that sounds like it should be fun. It just totally isn't.
Elf
Yeah, you're
bowling.
totally wrong about
yeah,
that.
Elf Bowling,
Mike.
that classic Flash game.
Christmas
And
Lemmings.
there's like a GBA port of that and shit, isn't
Yeah,
there?
Christmas Lemmings.
I just remember the one that was like passed around in email chains in the early 2000s. Man, this is a rough list. Days Before Christmas, the Nightmare Before Christmas game. Wow. Anyway, I was trying to think if there's any other. There were game, or you could. So a few years ago. This is the last thing. A few years ago, Giant Bomb streamed one of those, like, it was like a 101 bootleg console thing. It wasn't a cart, it was like an actual game console with 101 games on it. And one of the games was called Mad Christmas, and it was kind of like Kaboom, except for there was an evil Santa Claus dropping things on an elf.
It was Mad Christmas, yo.
It was Mad Christmas.
Apparently, there is a game called Merry Gear Solid Secret Santa.
Oh, I feel like I heard of
Those
it.
are actually kind of good.
That. Okay.
Are they? Is that like a mod for Metal Gear? Or?
No, it's
Metal Gear.
like 2D top-down Metal Gear parody game, and there's
Right.
2 of them, and it makes fun of Metal Gear Solid, where Solid Snake is forced to pretend to be Santa.
That's a sneaking mission.
I heard there's like a Metal Gear thing that just came out for Switch that's supposed to be good. It's called like Keep on Sneaking or something.
Never
weird
Stop
like
Sneaking.
That. Never Stop Sneaking.
Oh yeah, that's a total.
I
different
heard it's
thing.
actually
Anyway,
supposed to be good.
so that's not related to Christmas or
No.
Genesis. So I'm gonna end this show.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I give this game like a tentative thumbs up. It's a totally playable, fine video game.
Genis, sure.
Yeah, Genesis Shrug.
Dennis, whatever.
Jenna Shrug.
Yeah.
sounds good.
Anyway, we'll be back next week maybe with something else. I don't know. Or no, Joe's in Milwaukee next week, right?
I will not be around next week.
Okay.
Yes, that's true.
So probably we won't be next. We'll be back next week with a stream of some kind. Anyway. Bye.
Forward to it.
Bye.